we're ready for social media check-in. Let's do it. Roma 2 Aducci with a question. Hi, Uncle Brad. Do I need to pay an I-485, I-765? I applied for VAWA, and also can I file at one time? Yes, if you applied for VAWA, you can file an I-485 and I-765 at the same time. All right, Shireen Humble. Hi, Brad. How soon after doing your biometrics do you receive your green card? It depends on when you filed your adjustment. It's about a year and 15 months. Betty Lee Gordon, Squad Up Family. Brad, I'm an LPR. My husband is awaiting for interview in Jamaica. His priority date is March 8th, 2021. Do you think he will get an interview this year? I hope so. They're processing April 2021, so hopefully you'll get it. MHA, hi, Brad. I got my approval, I-360, January 2023. When do you think I'm going to get my green card? Well, if you filed your adjustment, you'll get your green card early 2024. If I'm adopting a child in a foreign country, can I just do a U.S. passport application for the child? No, you can't. It's a whole process to adopt a child in another country. Just going to get a U.S. passport, that's not going to happen. Shauna Wilby, hi, Brad. If someone's mother filed for him, but she passed away before he got his green card, but this was years ago, does he still have a case? If he has a close family member who can substitute in as a humanitarian waiver, he has a case. Teresa Thompson, why is it when I want to travel on advanced parole, when coming back in the U.S., they have to take you in the room and ask you questions? Because anyone can print out that piece of paper and show it to them. So they take you in to make sure you are who you are and you have a pending case. Sol Gura, my wife filed EB3 I-485 and looks like there's a small mistake in the address on the birth certificate. Does it affect her green card is taking longer? It shouldn't. It shouldn't affect it, but I can't guarantee you. Omuba, can you get public assistance for U.S. citizen-born child while VAWA application is pending? Yes, you can. Joy, can a permanent resident travel outside the country multiple times per year without having any implications when applying for citizenship? You can travel multiple times. No trip more than 6 months. You have to be physically in the United States for 30 out of 60 months. Hi, Brad. My uncle petitioned for 5 of his siblings along with their spouses. They are in Jamaica. My father is his brother. My parents are married. He filed the petition back in 2007. Their priority date is June 16, 2007. The visa bulletin final action date has been stuck at March 22, 2007 for now over 2 years. I'm a U.S. citizen. Should I go ahead and petition for my parents or just wait? Go petition for your parents, because who knows how long this will be. It doesn't hurt. Andre Simpson. Hey, Uncle Brad. I filed for my mom in July 7th, 2021. She is at Jamaica and got noticed from the NVC saying that all her papers were approved and they're working with the embassy in Kingston to schedule an interview date. But that was September 21st of 2022, 7 months ago, and I still haven't gotten a date. What's the time frame? What can I do? Time frame is sometimes almost a year. The only thing you can do is threaten a mandamus. Hey, Brad, can you apply for citizenship without your green card? I mean, you lost your green card, but you've been a resident for 5 years? Yes. You never got a green card. Unlikely you can file for your citizenship unless you derive citizenship through your parents. Renee Morrison. Hi, Brad. First time asking a question. Always watching. I'm about to file for my 13-year-old son. Should I file for my 22-year-old daughter at the same time? Yes, of course. Winsome. Good evening, Brad. How long does it take for the I-130 to be approved? I'm a U.S. citizen. Petition for my husband in Jamaica. Over a year these days. Kim. Immigrant visa case denied due to a fraudulent conversion case. Was advised to apply for a waiver. It's over 20 years ago. Will I qualify for the waiver? Is the fraudulent conversion case is, I guess, a criminal case, not an immigration case, not fraud in immigration. Fraud, you stole money or something. If the value was less than $10,000 and you didn't do a year in jail, you should get the waiver approved. It happened 20 years ago. Callie Legend, how long should I wait before filing for my mom after she arrives in the U.S.? 90 days. 90. Sonia Hutton, hey, Brad. I got my green card 5 years ago, but I spent 3/4 of the time out of the USA. Can I apply for citizenship? No. 30 out of 60 months in the U.S. No trip more than 6 months. You don't qualify. Doris, hey, Brad, there's a shortage of teachers in the United States. I have a U.S. master's degree in education. Is there a possibility for me to be granted a work permit to teach in New York or another state? You need a job sponsor. But yes, if you have a job sponsor, you can get a work visa. Roberto Ponciano. Hello, Brad. This is Robert from the Bronx. Brad, is criminal possession of controlled substance 4th degree and aggravated felony. What's the possibility of becoming a U.S. citizen? It's very possible it's not an aggravated felony. I would say it's not. I would need to know more about what you're talking about in New York State. It's not an aggravated felony. You probably can become a citizen at some point. Patricia, hey, can one travel from the mainland of Alaska to Hawaii without going through immigration? Yeah, you're not leaving the United States. Sarah, hi, Brad. My dad was deported 15 years ago. He was detained immediately after entering the U.S. with a fraudulent document. Being that it's been so many years, would he be eligible for a green card if I file for him? I'm a U.S. citizen. No, unfortunately, no, because he needs a waiver for misrepresentation, and you can only get a waiver for misrepresentation through a parent or a spouse. King, Dalpildrav. Can a priority date from a particular country be a later date than the date posted on the visa bulletin? Be an earlier date, you're eligible for a green card. Janae, hi, Brad. You're doing a great job. Does the removal of the COVID emergency measure on May 11th mean that COVID-19 vaccines will be removed from the list of vaccines required for a green card? No, it does not. Daryl Winnabaugh, as an F1 and having a pending adjustment, will I lose my status if I use my adjustment work permit for CPT? It's not how I maneuver the two possibilities of CPT and work adjustment work permit. Once you file the adjustment, you're no longer on a student visa. So use your work permit that you get through the adjustment. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.